get ready with me while I tell you how I have leveled up my productivity so much in the last few months. So I read Dan Martell's book, it's called Buy Back Your Time, about a year ago, like when it first came out or was trending. And I liked it, but I didn't really implement some of the policies because I didn't agree with him on everything he said in the book. And then recently I reread it, and one of the changes that I made was that I hired a virtual assistant. Since I started doing Lead Her Summit and more coaching work, I really needed someone to manage my books and the scheduling because I found myself so often just like, oh, I can't do that date. Can you do this date? Or I need to move this dentist appointment. And I was spending like an hour a day just scheduling. And I was like, I do not have time for this. I need to save myself for actual coaching and leading the mastermind, not emailing people to reschedule and emailing out the Zoom link for the people who couldn't make it to our last mastermind session. You know what I mean? So I hired a virtual assistant. I used this service called Cherry that my friend introduced me to because she knows their founder, DJ. And this is not a paid thing, but they do this intake with you over Zoom. And you basically tell them like what you're looking for in a virtual assistant. Like, do they need to have social media expertise? Do they need to be really OCD like me and, you know, be sure not to miss any details and not make mistakes, and just like they just want to know like what does the perfect candidate look like to you. And then they go and source people and they present to you on one day like 4 or 5 people, and you have a Zoom with them and get to ask them questions. If you want to, you can give them a sample task, which is really cool. Like, you know, here's my social media, whatever, make me a one sheet. Or I want to grow my brand as a speaker, so make a one sheet of all the previous speaking engagements I've done and the audience size and my general rates and I don't know, stuff like that. Or give them some content that you've filmed and say, you know, make a reel out of this or edit this get ready with me video. And so then after they do their sample task, you can have a final interview. Like me, I was down between 2 candidates. And so I had a final interview and decided between one of them. But y'all, I've onboarded my VA and she is so good, so helpful. She works my hours even though she's in another country, which is really helpful. This new VA works like 9 to 5, my 9 to 5. And so we can communicate throughout the day. She manages my inbox. So if you email me, she gets to it faster and she basically triages the email. Like, can she answer it without me? Does something need my approval? Is it something that she needs a response from me? And so then I only get like a fraction of the actual emails because she can mostly take care of everything before it even gets to me. So I'm telling you guys, it is life-changing. This is not a paid partnership, but they did give me a link for you guys to sign up. They have like the most amazing VAs. I don't know how they find these people, but they're so helpful. And if you feel stressed and you're trying to run your life and run a business, I highly recommend you find yourself a VA.